We did verify yesterday that the rev limit issue is fixed. We're able to rev it out. So we're going to make a couple pulls this morning and see if we can crack 800 wheel horsepower. What's up, Team Lethal fans? Checking out my new vlog camera here. Pretty badass from DJI. Hopefully everything comes out all right. But now I'm down at Palm Beach Dyno. Beautiful South Florida morning. We got a nice little cold front came through last night. It's about 62 degrees out right now. The car is cooled down on the dyno. We did verify yesterday that the rev limit issue is fixed. We're able to rev it out. So we're going to make a couple pulls this morning and see if we can crack 800 wheel horsepower. $799.99. Crazy. Wow. Here you go. Nice, dude. 807 wheel horsepower, 635 foot-pounds of torque, 3.75-inch pulley. That's what I'm talking about. Dud! It's a dud! Yes, dude. We did it. 807 wheel horsepower, still with a 375-inch pulley on the car. Made 635 foot-pounds of torque. SAE smoothing of 5 guys. These are real dyno numbers. We got some nicer air this morning here. Not really typical for South Florida, so we took advantage of it. Now what we're going to do is switch to the 3.625-inch pulley and see how it does. Which one are we putting on? What do we?
I thought we were doing a 3625.
Yeah, let's do the 3625. All right, yeah.
Let's not get too crazy.
Yeah. Griptec, baby. Griptec. They work, man. They do a good job. Let's go, baby. 3.625-inch pulley from Griptec. Let it rip. Probably make a pound and a half more boost than the 375 did, so we'll see how it does. 30, baby. Look at that. Ow! Damn, boy.
Dude, that's sick, dude.
Making some
perfect.
speed.
I mean, tune's perfect, everything's perfect.
Look at that. Look at that graph. Look at that graph. Whoop. Nice. One more? One more. Whoa! Dude, making horsepower on a Saturday morning here at Palm Beach Dyno.
It's all coming together.
Exactly. You know, everyone's like, hey, when's that the 800 number? We cracked 800 wheel horsepower with the 375-inch pulley with 807 wheel horsepower and 635 foot-pounds of torque. Then we decided to put the 3625 pulley on, which is what, about a pound and a half more boost, something like that?
Yep.
So maybe like 13 and a half pounds of boost, something like that.
Yep.
And we made 833 wheel horsepower and 661 foot-pounds of torque. Take a look at this, guys. Wow. Dude.
You know, it's still almost 70 degrees. So, you know, for us, that's a little on the chilly side, but not really. You know, the humidity's still pretty high. 63% humidity on that pool. Real dry air, who knows what this thing will make.
Yeah. I mean, obviously when we take it up to Bradenton, something like that, Orlando, they get much better weather than we do here. So you know it's going to be making some steam once we get to the track.
Yeah. Well, and what a lot of people don't realize, and I wasn't sure if I didn't mention it or not, but these are weather-corrected numbers. It's making way more power than this right now. That's what this means right here. 0.97. That means it's pulling 3% out of the numbers. The actual power it's putting down is way more than this. It's just weather corrected, so you can compare numbers easily.
We've come a long way after what, 50 dyno pulls, probably something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely at 50.
And just yesterday, just last night when we made a poll, right, and we saw some great numbers, what, 780, something like that.
Yep.
And that was the fix that we finally have for the RPM. Remember, guys, we were limited at 7,100 RPMs. Well, now it's revving out. And it's making the horsepower that it should.
And it's making peak power at the limiter still.
Yeah.
So a higher limiter would make more power.
Dustin, turn the limiter up, will you? Yeah. It's amazing. No, I really, you can talk crap about it. The fact that we made 807, right, at, you know, with a 375-inch pulley, the pulley that comes on the kit is pretty insane.
I didn't want it at 650, really. Obviously, I can't personally tune it, but I don't need to tune it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Like, everybody's like, wait until tuners get their hands on it. I'm like, I don't know if I can do better than this.
That's a big, you know, a lot of the comments on the video that we dropped yesterday of the first dyno videos. That's with a Whipple tune. It's not making what it should. They left a lot on the table. Wait till you can custom tune it. How do you feel about that?
I mean, you know, it's hard for me to say as a tuner, but honestly, I don't really see any big benefits coming from custom tuning on this setup. The custom tuning is going to come with, you know, if we can custom tune
E85 fuel system
and, like, you know, big injectors and fuel systems and things like that. But if you're looking for this power level, I don't see a big benefit in all of a sudden custom tuning becoming available.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I mean, again, obviously tuning is your business so it's like, you know, you're out here saying like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, that could hurt, my ability to sell tunes to these later on. But the fact is, hey, I guess props to Whipple.
Yeah, I always try to be as honest as I can because there's no point in me sugarcoating something and making it sound like to benefit me because in the long term, everybody's going to find out how it really works.
Yep.
And I think in the long term, it's going to be very difficult to beat these numbers because the consistency is just through the roof. I mean, the red line is the other pulley. Obviously, we made no tuning changes. The gap is exactly the same the whole way. It's just seeing the benefit from the extra boost with no tuning issues, you know. So, you know, you can't really argue that. And like I said in the other video, I believe, is, you know, Whipple put a tremendous amount of time into this with help from very important people to get it right, individual cylinder tuning, all those sorts of things. So those are things we cannot do as custom tuners, or nobody does, because it's so expensive, and the equipment involved in doing individual cylinder tuning is through the roof. So this file is way more valuable than anybody out there is probably giving it credit.
Yeah. Put a lot of time, I'm sure a lot of money into the testing and development of it. Not only to actually create the supercharger kit itself, right? What goes into making a kit like this, and every little component that goes along with it, and then to tie it into the actual tuning of it, right? From scratch.
It's like an OEM level kit.
Yeah.
It's like it came that way, and that's why Ford Performance carries this kit now, I'm sure. It's
Yep.
because it's built way beyond anything like I could personally put together, right? I could go and make my own supercharger kit, team up with somebody and come out with my own kit, but it'll never be to this level because of the resources Whipple has, and they've been doing it such a long time.
Of course.
They cannot discount the value of somebody like Whipple and having somebody like Dustin Whipple ahead of the company. You know, a lot of these companies nowadays are owned by private equity and corporations and all that, and that's why I love dealing with Whipple, because Dustin is like a true enthusiast. He cares about the power numbers more than anything, and making sure people get what they pay for, instead of just like, oh, that's pretty good and that's just our tune and deal with it. You know,
Yep.
no, he's driven just like me and you are. That's what I love
It's
about
crazy
it.
the amount of time that we've spent on this with Dustin too,
Yeah.
right? Mornings, afternoons, nights. Dustin's made himself available to us. You know, the flashing process, the whole nine. I mean, he's been available for it, and like, dude, we're here too. You know, it's like,
what other company are at this level? Are you dealing with the owner of the company, the guy running the company, the guy with the name? His name is on there. I love when I talk to Dustin, I'll go, hey, I got a Whipple here. I'm like, it's funny to call it a Whipple when I'm talking to
your
Dustin.
friend, yeah,
You know?
exactly, yeah, and like family to us, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, even the other morning when we were here making pulls, right? It was, I think, I was here at 8:30 something in the morning.
Right, he's
I
up
mean,
at 5
it's
o'clock.
5:30 in the morning. He's up helping us review the data logs, you know, making suggestions, you know, sending us new config files to data log with, and we got the data, and we got the results.
Yeah.
and that's what happens.
And it came through. That's what people don't realize. Everybody's so used to things happening so quickly in the Mustang world. With the S650, there's so many more hurdles because of the computer and all those deals, but it didn't stop.
Just a little bit of respect to Whipple, what they've done with this platform in such a short amount of time. I mean, this blower kit was basically ready for the most part by the time these cars actually started showing up in dealer lots, you know. I mean, we had a kit in-house shortly after our car showed up, and already reviewing it and stuff to then finally putting it on the car, and here we are not too long after that making 800 plus wheel horsepower with the platform, stock motor, you know.
Well, and one other thing to bring up here is, you know, we're obviously concentrated on an S650, but this is also the new generation blower, right? Which is not out yet on most platforms.
Yep.
So once this comes out for your F-150 or your Gen 3, you're gonna see better results on all vehicles, and that's because they just continually, you know, everybody's like, oh, Gen 6, how many gens are they going to be? I'm like, 1 million if you need them. You can always make things better, and the fact that he's not sitting back going, we got the best blower out there, why do we need to make it better?
Yeah.
Because he's crazy, and he just wants to just be ahead of people constantly. Another thing to really point out is they have got the best intercooler system by far of anybody. I believe it's patented, and that really doesn't have a huge benefit on the dyno because we're cooling it off.
But the track
and all that. But that's the point, is no matter what the dyno numbers say, it's gonna do the same thing out on the road over and over and over again as best as any blower can do, because the intercooler keeps up, where other vehicles, you know,
like heat soak,
we
start
can
pulling
make
timing.
a hero pull. I mean, we just did 2 back-to-back pulls on this pulley, and it was within 5 or 10 horsepower.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, that's the other key point. There's so many points that people overlook on the Whipple advantage, and that's another huge one, is the intercooler. That's I tell everybody on a GT 500, why should I upgrade from a stock blower? Because the intercooler.
This pretty much wraps up, I think, our dyno testing for now. You know, for the most part, we know that a lot of guys are saying, get it to the track, do some draggy stuff. Personally, I'm not a guy to go 130 miles an hour on a public road just to impress you guys with some numbers there. I will take it to the drag strip and definitely race there.
Make sure you run the draggy at the drag strip. Some people don't love draggy numbers at the drag strip, but everybody's going to want to know what the 60 to 130 is, and you can do that at the drag strip just to get the numbers. So
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that.
Definitely do it. Yeah, I mean, I know it's going to be a handful. I am not a professional race car driver, just an amateur enthusiast like you guys that happens to sell parts. But I'm going to do my best for this, guys, and show you that it's not just about dyno numbers over there, what it can do at the track, because there's still a lot of skepticism about that right now.
I mean, time tells the true story, right? No matter what people try to be negative online or whatever, or we could, you know, be fluffing these numbers up, which we're not. In the end, you're going to know.
Yeah.
Because these kits will start shipping. Other people that are more serious about racing, weight reduction, getting every little detail right, we will know. But
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you that this is legit for sure.
So thank you guys for watching. Definitely want to say thank you to Ken over at Palm Beach Dyno over here for all of his time and expertise as well, working with us, helping us datalog, trying to figure out that RPM issue and everything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I probably think this, I guess, part 2 of our dyno video.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure to comment below. Let us know what you think, whether it's a dud or not. You know, and you know, keep your eyes open for our next you know, video, which will most likely be me taking it down the track. So thank you guys. Yep. Team Lethal Mustang King, Ken from Palm Beach Dyno. We're out of here. Potential that Whipple leaves on the table. You think Whipple left a lot on the table here, or
No, let me shut him off.
it's okay, man? Simon.
You wanted to come out and hang.